Welcome back. We're here with Cascaritas with El Tri. Here we have some special guests, but before we get introductions with our special guests, let's do some sponsor shout-outs.
Yeah, let's do it. Will County Garage, like always, #1 sponsor. We got Colorado Insurance Solutions. Hey, go check them out. Any type of insurance, home, auto, business insurance. They're across the street from Old Chicago's. Go check out our friends over there. And then Las Tortas. If you guys mention our name or show our webpage or Facebook or Instagram, any of those, you guys get 10% off your bill. So make sure you guys go check it out. They make the best tortas. Hey, mañana, let's go.
Ahorita para cenar, ¿no? Ahorita.
De una vez, hey, Oscar. We're going to go over there and see you. And last but not least, check it out. We are at Rogue Play.
That's right.
It's coming soon to Greeley. Coming soon to Greeley. And it's a gymnasium, like a ninja gymnasium. There's trampolines. There's a little kids one up there. So we're excited about this because we all know in Colorado in winter, it gets cold. Nobody wants to go outside. So let's bring all the kids inside and coming soon. Stay tuned for that.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Luis, for a shout out for our sponsors. Thank you again for our sponsors as well for supporting this podcast. We also have some additional guests today. I'm sure that you've noticed with this roundtable. So we'll do some quick introductions. On my right, we got
Obed. Muchas gracias por la invitación.
Gracias por estar. Thank you for hosting.
He's our amateur pretender and analyst.
Well,
I'm a professional pretender.
Yeah, we're professional
pretender analyst.
And then to my left, we have
Omar Gutierrez.
All right.
El primo.
El primo.
Another amateur pretender.
And so we're all just obviously we have the same passion for la selección, for anything football. And, we just want to have a different kind of interaction or a debate, if you will. So we have a series of questions that we're going to share with everyone and talk about what our thoughts are, right?
Yeah, and it's a little bit different than what we do before. This is kind of a round table. You guys will see we'll have some special guests every so now and then. It'll always be Obed usually.
Yeah.
And Omar.
Hopefully you guys
but we'll have some special guests come into the podcast, and it should be pretty fun. But before we get to that, we want to let you guys know we have some really exciting content coming up, really exciting interviews that we were able to gather out in San Jose. Absolutely. At the Chivas León game. So you're going to see some pretty popular players.
Yep.
A couple of international players, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, we got not just Mexican international players.
Right.
We got a Uruguayan international player that we interviewed. Super cool guy. So stay tuned. So who are some of those guys that we're going to have on?
Hey, man. Connie, bro. That's
Connie.
El Connie.
For you Chivas fans.
I was excited to run into him at the hotel. He was there with his family. Obviously, he's originally he grew up in San Jose. And so obviously his family was there. His dad was super nice to us and gave us an opportunity to interview Connie
super
there for. And then obviously we had a formal interview later on during a training session. But I was excited to run into Connie. And we have a couple of pictures up there of us.
Conejo Urizuela.
That's right.
Conejo, if you're watching, man, muchas gracias, carnal. Super.
Yeah, he was great. Who else do we have?
We got El Patrullero, man.
That's
El Patrullero
right.
Elias Hernandez. This guy
right.
has been on the national team many times. He scored some sweet goals. He scored that sweet PK in the game.
Yeah.
El Patrullero, nothing but professionalism and super great person to interview.
Yeah, and you found out, man, he's one of the most valued players for León.
Elias is up there along with Chapito and a couple other guys. But the next guy that I was super excited about was Jose Ivan Rodriguez.
That's right.
Super humble guy.
Yes.
Super humble guy. I mean, when you were talking it's as if you were talking at some kid at a high school game, didn't know how good he was, right? But then you look him up, he's the most expensive player on León.
Yep.
Why? Because he's young, because he's talented, he has international exposure, and man, can he play. To me, he was the MVP. To me, he was a player of the game in that Chivas León game.
It was a great match. Both from León and Chivas obviously ended up in a tie, 1-1 tie. So it was a win for both sides, for Luis and for myself. Who else did we interview, my friend?
We did El Tiburón Gil Burón.
Yep.
Ese compa, he's from America, man. Hey, super cool kid, man.
Super humble.
Think he's super humble, yeah. I think he's like 22, 23.
Yeah.
Was also on the Mexican national team, U17, U20. He's backing up right now in León, but I think he's going to have a bright future with León. But super cool guy. Another cool dude.
Super humble. And then our last
but not least,
international
player
That's
from
right.
Uruguay.
That's right.
El Fede Martinez.
That was a great interview.
Cool dude. I think you guys will enjoy that interview a lot.
So we have a lot of exciting content coming up for everyone. So keep an eye on Cascaritos with El 3. So what do you think, man? Should we
kick off the mesa que más aplaude?
That's right.
Let's get the mesa que más aplaude. All right, let's see this first question.
All right.
So this has always been a question with the Mexican national team. Foreigners on the Sele. You know, you got Argentinians, Brazilians. It's usually those two. I can't really think of any other Argentinians or Brazilian other than Argentinians or Brazilians. Mm-hmm. But those are the two. Omar, what do you think, man? What do you think of Funes Mori?
Overrated.
Overrated, okay.
Overrated for me.
Explain to us.
Well, look, I mean, you look at all the caps he's had, you know, over the last year or so. ¿Cuántos goles ha metido? You know, and you compare that to the rest of the forwards we got, and other players. I don't know. For me, in my personal opinion, he's a little overrated for my taste.
For your taste?
Mm-hmm.
Rene, what do you think about the foreigners?
Hey, man. It's always a coach's decision, right? And Tata obviously has that Argentinian background, and Funes is Argentinian, and so I think he likes his style of play. But the results, he's not scoring enough. I think he's got 2 total goals. If that, I know, you know, he's just not producing enough, and I think that's where you get a lot of criticism. He does great at the club level with Monterrey, but that's about it, man. It doesn't translate to the larger selección.
Yeah.
What do you all think?
What do you think of it?
Well, I think Funes Mori, he's a great player. No más que yo pienso que en el fútbol mexicano es muy difícil mantener un nivel por más de 6 meses. Y eso pasa con extranjeros, mexicanos, o con cualquier futbolista que esté en la Liga Mexicana, es muy difícil. Por eso es de rachas nomás el momento. Funes Mori tiene buen nivel, pero yo pienso que hay muchos mexicanos a su mismo nivel que pueden ocupar esa posición.
Dame uno que un mexicano.
Que les tienen que dar más continuidad, ¿verdad? No están al nivel ahorita, pero como Macías,
JJ.
Que le dieran más continuidad también a Alexis, ¿verdad? Que él está, pero siempre está como de recambio nomás, que le dieran más continuidad.
De suplente.
Sí.
Sí.
Chicharito.
Ese es otro tema.
I opened up a very sensitive topic.
Very sensitive.
But no, you're right. I think we need to find, you know, some other players to fill in that spot that Funes is playing.
Yeah.
Luis, what do you think, man?
You know what? I like it.
Oh, Santiago
Jiménez, yeah.
Santiago Jiménez. I mean,
y él es nacido en México también.
Sí. Pero nacido en México, o sea, the foreigners, los extranjeros, yo digo como Funes Mori, como Sague, como Ciña, como Chava Carmona, ¿quién más hay? Sí. Guille Franco, esos, ¿verdad? O sea, no... alguien dijo que no, o se me hace que tú estabas diciendo que no tienen la continuidad y no hacen no hacen bastante para ponernos al siguiente nivel.
Sí, impacto. No hacen una diferencia, ¿verdad? No es un gran jugador que te haga una diferencia, que te pueda cambiar un partido o algo así. ¿No?
No han tenido continuidad a lo largo de los años. Entran una convocatoria, unas 2, 3, un mundial, pero ahí fuera de, creo que de Sague.
Fuera de Sague,
I don't know that there's
Chava Carmona was
someone that's been as consistent as Sague, and that, I mean, we're talking some time ago.
Yeah, Sague was 90s. Yeah. Well, I'm going to take the side of the foreigners, all right? And bear with me. Because you guys look at what the U.S. is doing, right? Tell me how many foreigners they have on their team. 75% of the guys on the U.S. team come from Germany, all over the world, right? And they are scouting in all these different areas. Yeah. If they even have a smell or a hair of American, we're scouting. The American team is scouting them. And look how much better they've become. U.S. has become really good in a very short amount of time. Why? Because I think they do a great job of looking at everybody in the world and saying like, that guy has got a great grandpa that came over in the Mayflower, and we're gonna get him here, right? You take a look at some of those guys that they've had on the U.S. team, and they've had success. They've had a lot of success, and I think, yo creo que México debería hacer eso. I think Mexico needs to do that. Like Lucas Dupoy in Argentina, right? Who would have known? Welke in Netherlands, Jao Malek, right? ¿Sí conocen a Jao Malek?
Sí, sí.
Sí, ¿cómo se llama este chavito de el hijo de Kalusha,
Iba a
¿no?
decir, no, pero ahorita le
Ya,
llamo.
Ahorita le llamamos, sí, o sea, sí han oído de Jao Malek. You hear these kids, Marcel Ruiz. Marcel Ruiz is of Guatemalan parents, born in Mexico. What about our boy Flores, dude? Our boy Flores is from Canada.
Yeah, he's got some Canadian influence, obviously some Mexican influence on both sides. But the strategy, Canada, you can say Canada, 80% of their players are foreign-born players.
That is the strategy now.
They ended up being that's what France did. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
what
why
France
they're
does.
the World Cup champions. A lot of what they did, a lot of their players are from other countries, and they managed to grow them within their system. And I think Mexico is starting to do that. Yeah. I think they're starting to reaching out even to some U.S. Players that are born in the U.S. but to Mexican parents. So exciting stuff. I know we only have 5 minutes.
Ryan gave us a 5, so we went over. Sorry, Ryan.
We're missing that last the
La camiseta, ¿va? Que siempre en el corazón.
We're missing the
when you're in the
escudo.
middle, I mean, you see it right now. Well, who am I going to go play with? I can go play with Canada. I can go play with Argentina.
Le conviene más,
like it's not about I'm here because this is this is the colors I bleed, right?
Exactly.
And so that's the one thing that I think you miss out on all the foreigners.
That's a good point.
I agree with you. All
right. Thanks so much for that last comment. Now we're going to switch over to what do we have next as our next question, my friend?
So we got some friendlies coming up. We've heard rumors of who's being called up.
Yeah.
I want to know who you guys want to be called up. Give me a couple guys that you want to get called up onto the national squad.
De los que van saliendo ahorita.
Well,
Marcelo Flores, yo pienso que he's a must.
Sí,
he's already been called up.
Yeah,
la selección ya tiene mucho tiempo sin un 10 natural.
¿Sí?
¿Quién cubre el 10 ahorita?
El último fue Chapito.
¿Va? Guardado, Herrera, tratan de hacer eso, pero no tienen el mismo juego que Marcelo puede hacer en la selección.
He's been called up. I think that's what the sources have said, so that's good. I think we have some younger players that are going to come. Santi again, did he get
Santi Jimenez? He's got to be called up, man.
I think a lot of the young players will play against Guatemala, and then obviously Nigeria. And then I think the stronger players, the internationals, will start coming for the Uruguay game, Ecuador and Paraguay towards the end. But yeah, other players that I'm missing.
I mean, I'd like to see Linus more.
I think he needs to start.
He's an explosive, he could be in that 10-9 hole and come and produce. I mean, when he comes into the game, hace la diferencia, se nota. He has hustle, he has a lot of energy, and he has this, right?
He totally has this. So I like Linus. I think he needs to start every single one of these games. Every single one of these friendly, he needs to start. The other guy that I want to see start is Pocho Guzman from Pachuca. Pocho Guzman right now is playing at a high level with Pachuca. He's played on the Sele before. I think he got in trouble.
Yeah, he went away. Like I haven't heard from him.
I think he got in trouble. There was some problems there, but I want to see him again because he's a younger midfielder that we need. And then the other guy is Marcel Ruiz with Tijuana that I want to see too. I think he's going to be, he's like, 21, 22? He's been playing well. But I want to see those three, definitely. And Santi Jimenez. Can't remember. Santi's got to get some play time.
Yeah, I think we have a good problem that we have a lot of 9s and a lot of 10s that we can fill in. We have Vega, we have Antuna, we have Lions, we have we have a good problem in the front. We just Tata has to figure that out.
He does
for us, and so a lot of good. I hope a lot of new players. Obviously, Flores, Marcelo is going to be played, and everybody wants to see him. I think he's the next. He's the next big thing.
¿Y el 8? No me convence el 8.
We have Omar over here that thinks HH. That's my
No,
boy, dude.
That's his,
Hey, I like HH. ¿Quién es? Rodríguez.
Oh, Charlie?
El Charlie.
He's hurt.
kind of good news. He's hurt. I don't like.
Oh, no es cierto. Mal.
I'm gonna go against you because I don't think
These guys
Charlie.
don't like Charlie, dude.
I don't think he shows up.
No les gusta.
He's super valuable. I see his like he's. I saw somewhere like he's the second highest valued player in CONCACAF.
Yeah.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
I saw that.
Him and Romo, dude. Romo's up there too.
But I don't like. I don't
like him.
Okay, good.
No,
Me either.
I don't like him. I just no convence.
Tell us why.
No.
¿Por qué?
He lacks creativity. He lacks creativity. El poder levantar y saber que está aquí, quién está acá. Él nomás está enfrente. Lo que ve enfrente es lo que puede visualizar y es los pases. O sea, lo ves en los pases.
Sí, sí.
No avienta,
Los pasesotes como Cuau.
el Cuau, nada.
O sea, nadie, ¿verdad?
No, es que
Un
ahorita
Pavel,
no
un Pavel
hay uno,
Pardo,
no,
que
no hay.
miraba y balonazo,
Pavel,
¿verdad?
sí. Aspe, sí.
O sea, no hay una, en mi opinión, todavía estoy con
Como
quién es el
Jorge-
8.
Jorge
Estoy de
Sánchez
acuerdo
también,
contigo.
Jorge Sánchez.
Porque también es que les faltan a los delanteros, les falta quien les mande muchas pelotas
Exacto.
también.
Sí.
Porque tienen que regresar muchas veces
Sí.
muy atrás a recuperar una
Sí.
pelota, a pelear por una pelota.
No hay salida de la defensa ahorita. There's no, the defenders.
Vázquez
they're not
came in
really-
clutch.
Vázquez is good, man. I like Vázquez a lot. His counterpart, though, I don't even know who to put over there. Because between the carousel of Araujo,
Le quitó el
Héctor
lugar a
Moreno-
Chaca, ¿verdad?
No, se lo quitó
Por
a
fin.
Héctor Moreno.
No sirve para nada.
No,
Es
Chaca, Jorge
Yeah.
Sánchez.
Oh, perdón.
Perdón,
Sánchez,
that's what I'm
Chaca.
thinking about. Jorge Sánchez.
Jorge
Sí.
Sánchez, sí.
I'm thinking
Está el de
Sánchez.
Pumas
Chaca
también, ¿no?
Rodríguez.
Mozo.
No.
Mozo.
Sí.
El problema con Mozo es que he's really good at attacking, but man, defending,
Pues
he's
sí.
iffy.
Pero es que también pasa algo de que tienes que saber en qué partidos meterlo también.
Sí, sí,
Hay
sí,
muchas
sí.
veces que la planeación es diferente. Necesitas a alguien que te ataque más, ¿verdad? Porque el partido lo permite.
Sí.
Y es donde puedes meter a Mozo en vez de a Sánchez. O si necesitas defender más, entonces puedes meter a Sánchez en vez de...
Sí.
ciertas
Porque ahí, por ejemplo, yo creo que los dos perfectos jugadores en la derecha, ¿verdad? Si metes a Sánchez, tienes que meter a Lainez. Porque Lainez no es muy bueno para regresar. Bueno, también Tecatito tampoco, ¿verdad? O sea, así es que ahí
O
está
sea,
este problema.
el medio de las selecciones donde nos falta necesidad, necesitamos
Sí, no hay.
jugadores, o sea, porque ya este HH ya están.
Sí.
Ya está medio
Pero bueno,
viejito,
siendo
un poquito
realistas
viejito,
también, todo el proceso de el Tata no creo que vaya a hacer muchos cambios ya para
No,
no,
Qatar.
ya
Se
no.
va a dejar a los que
los que
más
están.
les gustan a él,
Sí, sí.
¿verdad? Que son los más viejos y
Ryan gave us the 5.
All right.
We gotta
High five back.
High five.
High five back.
Come on, Rhino.
Thanks, Ryan, for keeping us on time. What do we got next, Luis?
The next one is, well, I mean, it goes right with what we were talking about. Right now, who is definitely a penciled in World Cup Qatar player? Give me at least 4 players that you are penciled in right now. At least 4.
I think or que los va a llevar Tata.
That you thinking that que los va a llevar Tata.
Bueno, de seguro los inmovibles como Ochoa.
Ah.
Ochoa no lo va a mover. Jiménez,
Jiménez.
el Tridente enfrente, yo pienso que lo más seguro es de que
Va.
vayan. Herrera,
Herrera is not, yeah.
¿verdad? No, ya te dije 5, ya les toca.
Y síguele.
Yo estoy de acuerdo contigo,
No, sí.
Guardado.
Guardado.
Pero
ellos no
lo van a llevar.
Guardado lo van a llevar por
pero-
su liderazgo.
de
Exacto,
titulares
exacto.
y van de titulares, yo pienso.
No.
Nomás por la experiencia. Está
Pues,
muy
está-
¿verdad?
yo no
creo que
Pero
Guardado
sí
vaya
estoy de
titular,
acuerdo.
güey.
No,
estoy de
yo
acuerdo,
tampoco.
Pero son de los consentidos
Pues sí.
que se ha visto desde el principio de que entró Tata.
Pero Guardado ya
Se ha
no.
visto.
Ya no aguanta, o
Ya
sea,
no
ya,
aguanta
no,
80
ya no
minutos,
puede
ya no
jugar
aguanta
los
90
90
Pero
minutos.
bueno, vamos a
Pero
ver
lo
si-
tienen que empezar de titular
Sí,
o...
de yo pienso que él entra siempre de titular, no lo miro entrando de...
Pero lo tiene que
banda,
sacar,
sí.
es
Sí,
difícil.
de que sí,
de-
a
y
lo mejor
defensas.
sí lo saca.
Defensas. Ahí es donde con los grandulones nos van a dar en la torre.
Néstor,
sí.
tiene que...
Néstor Araujo.
Araujo, Vázquez está bien altito, aunque pues,
Pero
es
maleta.
joven, pero ya tienen tiempo ahí con ahí en Italia jugando.
Y es que Néstor también tiene mucha experiencia.
Sí.
O sea, lo que le hizo al Barcelona hace un año, de ahí va a vivir. O sea, Messi no tenía ninguna respuesta para Araujo.
Sí.
Exacto.
Y tampoco el bicho. Pero, o sea,
Moreno.
sí ha bajado bastante
¿Y Moreno?
de forma.
¿Héctor?
Héctor
Lo
Moreno.
van a llevar.
El
Pero,
cachorro.
No, sí lo llevan.
Sí.
Sí lo
pero
llevan.
para,
Héctor.
para titular, que es otra. quién
No,
sabe.
yo creo que Johan. Tienes que poner a Johan ahí de centro.
El
Yo
primer-
pienso que
el
Johan y
primer
Néstor a lo mejor van a ser
partido-
son los que más se mira que van a
Mira, el
estar.
primer partido contra Polonia. ¿Quién va a ser?
Yo digo que va a ser. Yo digo que contra Polonia el primer partido va a ser Johan y Néstor Araujo. De centros.
Los centros y los lados. De...
Los de al lado va a ser, aunque no les guste, va a ser Gallardo
Gallardo y Sánchez.
y Sánchez.
Yo también lo miro así.
Sí. Y si no,
No es-
Gallardo. Si falla Gallardo o algo le pasa a Gallardo, es Arteaga.
Sí, es lo que es.
Es lo que tiene que decir.
O traerlo por...
Yo te digo los 4 que están completamente como cemento, ¿verdad? Ahí como el Distrito Federal, es una selva de cemento. Está Raúl, está Héctor Herrera, está Edson Álvarez y está Memo Ochoa. Esos 4 yo
Esos
te digo
4,
que
sí.
nadie les va a quitar el puesto. Porque Chuky, Tecatito, no estoy muy convencido. Yo no estoy muy
tampoco.
convencido.
Especialmente
de esos dos.
si hay Vega y Antuna.
Sí,
a los-
Lainez,
Lainez, súper rápidos.
súper rápidos.
Tecatito es bien raro, yo no sé cómo. En veces sabe, está jugando súper bien, otras veces pues ahí se desparece. No sé,
Sí.
no sé qué pasa con él.
¿Qué piensas?
Yo estoy también, I mean, Raúl, he has to be up front.
Has to.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that I think lacks in this is how many times does Raúl have to come and recover balls?
All the time.
That's
So,
what
todos
we're saying, yeah.
le critican no, a falta de gol, pues a falta de media y a falta de que la defensa se les
De
va las
pases, sí,
pilas y
sí.
y él está esperando el balón, está esperando. Cuando Raúl se mete, se viene a jugar de medio y los pases
Recupera.
que te avienta.
Sí.
O sea, abre el juego bastante. Ya casi me dan ganas de decirle, vete a jugar en la media mejor.
Sí.
Sí.
Vete como de 10, sí.
Porque realmente está haciendo esa función. He's playing. I mean, nobody has the creativity that he has.
No.
You know what I would like to see is Raúl en Vela juntos.
Ay.
Ah, ok.
Raúl en Vela.
What about Raúl en
It's not
Chicha?
gonna happen, but
Chicha tal vez, güey.
pues sí, porque está produciendo, pero pues no va a pasar.
Pero es que va a pasar lo mismo también, ¿verdad? El Chicharito se mueve muy bien,
Se mueve muy bien.
siempre está en el lugar, pero como ahorita le están dando buenos pases a Chicharito,
Muy
que él los
buenos
finaliza,
Sí,
que es lo que le falta a Raúl en la
No
selección.
tiene.
Y a Chicharito si regresa, le va a pasar lo mismo.
Y el Chucky, cuando juega el Chucky y cuando juega
Tecate.
Tecatito, se hacen garras a los tres porque
Sí.
todos son jugadores individuales.
Sí,
Sí.
quieren
¿Me entiendes?
el bolón. quieren el balón.
Y son buenos jugadores. Son buenos jugadores, pero les falta
El pase.
la continuidad
Sí.
ahí entre ellos.
La química.
Ajá.
Sí.
Sí.
Yeah. If you see how Raúl Jiménez scores goals with Wolverhampton,
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
dude.
everything's getting fed to him.
Yeah.
He's
And he's
scoring goals
moving
and
up
he's
in the
moving.
he's moving at
Yeah.
the point left and right, but he's constantly getting fed.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what
And
we're
here
missing.
we don't feed him the ball.
No.
No, because you have.
That's
But
been
I think-
my whole like with him. It's like todos critican, ¿verdad? Pero es el mejor jugador que tenemos, en mi opinión.
Sí. And el problema es que también other teams know that.
Yeah.
El otro equipo lo sabe y le meten 2. Le meten los 2 centros o le meten un centro y un medio y siempre lo están marcando entre 2. Así es que ahí es donde tiene que tener el Chucky y el Tecatito.
Está a otro nivel, Raúl.
Sí, sí.
La creatividad que tiene, él ve todo el campo.
Sí,
Pues
sí.
es el problema, porque Chuky también es.
Chucky
buen
también es
jugador.
así.
O sea, es el nivel más alto de Italia, güey.
Sí.
Pero bueno, es. sí, como
Rhino
nosotros
said 5
estamos
minutes, se
hablando,
acabó.
pero no-
Sí.
Ok.
Ay.
Vamos igual, vamos igual.
Bueno,
Last but not least.
Déjate preguntar,
Dime.
¿quién se va? ¿Quién realmente corta?
De los.
De los que han estado convocados, ¿quién ya no viene a Qatar?
Chaca.
Chaca.
Bueno,
Chaca Rodríguez.
Pues sí.
Está difícil que lo baje porque si al Tata le gusta, lo va. Yo pienso que sí lo va a llevar. Si se recupera.
¿A quién?
Dijiste el Chaca, ¿va?
Al Chaca. ¿Tú piensas que sí?
No, yo pienso entonces al Chaca sí, no.
No, yo
Yo
creo que
pensé,
Chaca-
lo está confundiendo con Charlie.
Charlie.
Con
No,
Charlie, no,
Chaca.
Charlie sí lo lleva. El Chaca sí, Chaca no va.
No Achaca.
Ojalá.
Yo les voy a decir otro. Guardado.
No, sí
¿cómo?
va. No, sí
¿Tú
va,
crees
Guardado.
Guardado sobre
Bueno, el
HH?
liderazgo.
¿Sobre HH?
HH es el mejor medio que tenemos. Aunque no creas.
No,
Yes,
me gusta
yes.
HH. I like his play. But I know that he's also in the same where
Sí.
how long he's going to be able to last for the
Tal
game.
vez van a cambiar, o sea, HH por
Por
Guardado.
Guardado.
Sí,
Pero
tal vez.
va a ser Antuna, Vega o Lainez.
Sí. Yo pienso que estos juegos amistosos va a haber mucho que ver aquí. A quién va a llevar, a quién le va a gustar, quién lo va a convencer y en qué momento están los jugadores estos últimos 3 meses
Sí.
para decidir.
There'll be some revelations in these games.
Sí.
There'll be a revelation. I think Marcelo Flores is going to be a revelation. I'm going to call it right now. Marcelo goes to this World Cup.
He's been
Marcelo
called up,
Flores.
yeah, so I think
¿Cuántos años tiene Marcelo?
19.
18.
19, algo así.
18, tiene
Pero
18.
está jugando
Pero
con
he's-
los equipos, con
sí.
los equipos de
Sí, sí.
Pero
sub-23,
es que
güey.
alguien así joven necesitan llevarlo la experiencia. No le hace que no juegue, dale 5 minutos, no le hace, pero la experiencia ya también le da mucha experiencia.
Va a jugar, va a jugar.
Va a jugar. All right, next question. Okay, so right along the same lines. We've been talking about the attacking half side, right?
Yeah.
Right now, undoubtedly, it's the Trident. We call it the Trident. We call it Lozano, Raúl, Tecatito. Do you guys think that stays? Do you guys think it changes? Omar,
I think it changes.
you think it changes? Who if you're Tata right now, who do you think is
A la
going to change?
punta Raúl.
Raúl stays.
Indudable.
Yep.
Y yo sé que gustó Antuna por lo que hizo en el último partido, pero que le dé el Tata la oportunidad, eso es otro asunto.
Sí.
De Corona a Chuky, el Chuky por su experiencia en
Sí.
international play, I think he would probably be the best. But I would like to see Chuky and Antuna
I like that.
I like it too.
and RJ.
And RJ, yeah, you got to do RJ9, man. He's kind of he's
Ese
that
es
pivot, man.
Ese no se mueve, no se mueve.
Él no se
Archie,
mueve.
yeah.
What about you?
Yo miro muy difícil que vaya a quitar a los tres.
Sí.
Porque me gusta Antuna, pero yo lo miro más como recambio, que entre a hacer la diferencia, que de
Como Diego.
ese cambio,
Sí.
como Diego Lainez también me gusta de recambio. No sé si para los 90 minutos tenga
¿Y
esa
Alexis?
explosividad. Sí. Alexis también me gusta de recambio, ¿verdad? A estos tres no creo van a ser titulares, pero van a estar ellos de recambio. La explosividad de Antuna, porque eso te sirve. Sacas a uno que ya está cansado, anda más lento. La rapidez de Antuna
Super
y la
fast.
Y lo
ciudad.
miraste en el cambio, ¿no? Cuando lo metió ya estaba hambriento, tenía ganas de jugar, pisar el terreno de juego. O sea, llegó.
Pues quiere un puesto.
And he's found a new hunger, man, with Cruz Azul.
Yeah, yeah.
He's found a new hunger that you can see it. You can see it when he plays, and his speed is.
I
His
think that's
speed
important
needs
that
to
they're
play.
playing, that he's playing, that he's active.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that Linus hasn't been able to get a ton of. So it's hard to compare him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Antuna just had a really good play against Pumas when he
Yeah,
just
he
flicked
did.
it and he ran down with the ball.
Yeah.
He's fast but
There's a reason why Manchester City had him.
exactly. And
Yeah.
I think to Obed's point, Tata is super conservative
Yeah, he is.
and he's gonna play his guys, which is gonna be Chuky, Tecatito, and obviously RJ9 up front. I don't see him changing anything for the first game because he's gonna be conservative with this match.
This is true. That's
And
true.
then I think there's going to be some substitutes, maybe obviously in the 68th minute to the 70th minute. That's when the subs come in. And that's when you bring in
Vega or
Vega,
Antuna or
Antuna,
Lainez.
Linus. Yeah, depending on what the score is. I hope we're up when we do any kind of substitutions. But that first game is going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
I think that first game is going to be our
Ticket.
kind of what's going to happen. Yeah, because if we don't beat Polonia, if we don't beat Poland, we're going to have to beat Argentina.
Yeah, or draw a tie with them at least. But
But then,
I don't know, because then you have
'Cause then-
Argentina and Poland over you.
yeah,
Like
that's
you're
true.
gonna end up in the same spot.
yeah.
Yeah.
You either have to you got to tie against Poland You got to
You gotta
tie
beat
in
one of them.
Argentina, and
You
you
gotta
got to be
beat
at,
one of them and not lose to them.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
Yeah, we're
That
gonna
makes
have
sense.
to.
What my prediction, I don't know, it's not on our schedule, but I think we end up beating Poland and tying with Argentina. That's going to be
That's
awesome.
best case scenario.
That's the best case scenario.
That'd
Hey,
be awesome.
I think so too. I'm back to the Trident. I think Argent 9 stays. I think Raul stays.
Do you think Marcelo gets in?
I'm telling you, man. Do you guys remember 2002 World Cup when Andres Guardado came in at 18 years old against Argentina and what he did to them? I think Marcelo Flores is going to do the same to Polonia. Or maybe Argentina.
There's got to be, like, maybe the third game, Saudi Arabia, if we're up on points and we know we're not going to lose, I think they'll bring in Marcelo. But it's got to be a situation where we're not.
Yeah, it's too risky.
But that's a
it's
home
too
game.
risky,
That's a home
yeah.
game from Saudi Arabia. There's going to be so many Saudis at this game that none of these games are easy.
No.
Not one of them.
No.
But
Not
like
one
if
of 'em.
we're say we are up on points, and if we
You're in a good position.
Yeah.
I think they'll. Bring
Marcelo's
someone
coming in. Yeah.
I make the comment because you look at Ronaldinho,
Mm-hmm.
Kaká, 18, 19 years old, debuting with their national team,
Yeah.
and I think at some point Guardado,
Guardado.
Rafa,
Rafa.
Rafa
Yeah.
started
the ones that come. I think the biggest problem we have right now is that we try to, like, siento que hay competencia en who's going to have the most caps and who's going to be in the most World Cups. Y eso nos detiene.
Sí.
And you see all these Brazil, Argentina.
They bring new
They're
cats
not-
always.
They're not viejos, un chorro de viejos, you know. They
No.
have new kids coming up. And
It's a good balance. Como Chapito, he said it. We need a balance between experienced players and new players. He said it.
And we haven't even talked about our goalie, Acevedo.
Carlos Acevedo is going to be there.
They haven't called him up yet.
sí, man, eso preocupa.
I know.
De perdido de tercer portero, ¿ah?
Sí,
Lo
that's
tiene
what I'm
que
hoping,
tomar.
yeah, I mean,
Pero ¿a quién quitas? ¿A Cota?
it's tough.
A
But
Talavera?
you bring three goalies?
I don't want to bring 3 goalies. I don't know. We're the only team that brings 3 goalies. We're the only one.
Tata's conservative.
Bueno, pero ahora
Wow.
también ya se pueden llevar 26 jugadores, ¿verdad? ¿Cuántos van a ser?
Sí.
26, ¿no? Ya.
26.
Puede llevar otros 2, 3 ahí extras.
Pero 4 no.
No,
Sí,
es-
Brothers es demasiado.
yo digo que 2 porteros y se acabó.
Bueno.
Sí.
Pero ¿qué tal si se lesiona el primer portero? Metes al segundo.
Y luego que
¿Y qué tal si le sacan una tarjeta roja?
en la torre.
¿A quién pones?
Araujo.
Araujo, sí. César, cachorro Montes, ahora. Ponte los guantes, carnal. All right.
Yeah.
Good. I think we went over again, Rhino. Yeah. Okay. And
That was
then
good discussion.
that is good. That is a good debate.
This is great.
This is the last question. Is Tata the right guy for the Sele?
Right now. I mean, ya es muy tarde ahorita. ¿verdad?
sí.
Vamos
Yeah,
a ver
you
qué
just gotta
parece.
let go.
Vamos a ver qué pasa en el mundial, ¿verdad? Pero a mí me gustaría ver a Mohamed. No sé
¿Turco?
si al
Sí.
turco Mohamed. A mí me gustaría.
Yo
Ya que
creo.
se acabe, ya cuando acabe el Tata, este mundial, que
Turco?
el turco Mohamed, sí, me gustaría.
Who do you want to see?
Hugo Sánchez. No. No,
Hugo Sánchez
No,
y
Hugo Sánchez,
Oh, el
no.
Piojo, va a
No,
regresar al
¿sabes
Piojo.
a quién siempre me ha gustado mucho? Porque trae una dinámica diferente, un fútbol diferente. Aguirre.
Javier Aguirre? Yeah, he just went back to Spain. Huh?
Yeah.
Él siempre
Sí.
trae y siempre ha llegado cuando lo hemos ocupado. Yo pensé que le iban a llamar,
Sí.
sinceramente, pero pues se oyen muchos nombres y cosas así, pero siempre me gustó y ha llegado en momentos like critical for la Sele. So I don't know.
Sí, igual que Tuca.
Con experiencia.
Now, do I think Tata's the right person? I mean, it's like I agree. It's just too late. already.
It's too late, yeah.
It is too late.
It's got to be some kind of health concern for them to switch out. But yeah, they're gonna carry him through the World Cup, and then whatever the results is, if he doesn't get to the quinto partido or whatever, he's out anyways. I would like if I'm not saying that he needs to have a serious heart condition or anything. But
Échenle más agua a la sopa.
Mateas Halamera,
Matías Almeida.
yeah, from San Jose, who obviously ran the
Chivas.
close for Chivas. He knows the Mexican soccer scheme and how to play. He obviously took Chivas to a championship, and he's well respected. Super smart, former player, and that would be my choice. Luis?
Yeah. I'm going to go with Jimmy Lozano.
That's a good one.
Hey, Jimmy Lozano. Have you guys seen what he's done with Necaxa right now? Or is he at Toluca?
No,
Necaxa, ¿no?
Necaxa.
Yeah.
Sí, ha
He
estado
knows how to
perdiendo,
get...
ha estado perdiendo cada rato. Sí,
Sí, pero de todos modos, o sea...
No, está bien.
pero es que, o sea, el plantel de Necaxa
Sí,
tampoco
sí,
es...
Yeah.
Tampoco, o sea, ya te iba a decir Chivas o América, pero o sea...
No, pero yo pienso, México tiene buenas generaciones, buenos
Sí.
morros que están, ojalá que les den la oportunidad, la continuidad, ¿verdad? Que
Sí.
en sus equipos, sobre todo, que jueguen. Porque México se trae muchos extranjeros, reemplazar a estos morros, que en vez de darle la oportunidad, el tiempo de juego, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Para
sí.
que crezcan.
Sí.
¿Te gusta el Piojo o no te gusta el Piojo?
Me encanta el Piojo a mí. I love Piojo Herrera, dude. I love him.
A mí sí
dude.
me gustaría también el Piojo.
A
Me
mí
gusta
también.
la pasión que...
Sí,
Sí,
sí.
sí.
garra que trae.
Sí,
Es
sí,
difícil,
no.
tiene la pasión, tiene la energía, tiene para motivar a los jugadores, pero no sé si yo creo que le falta el profesionalismo en veces
Para la selección.
para la selección
Sí,
en veces, pero quién sabe. We'll see.
Pues yo digo que si no es Mohamed, es el Piojo.
Pero ¿sabes lo que me
Fírmelo,
sorprende?
apúntelo.
Apúntale.
¿Sabes lo que me sorprende mucho? Que cuando escucho entrevistas y cosas así, cómo salen todos los de la Sele a defender al Tata. O sea, ¿cómo
Tienes
lo
razón.
respetan?
Sí,
Entonces, algo le ven ellos, ¿verdad?
Algo
Porque
tiene,
son los
sí.
que están adentro.
sí.
Pues,
O-
por eso,
o-
porque
o-
están
porque...
Porque quieren ir a Qatar.
quieren ir a Qatar.
Sí.
Quieren ir a Qatar. o
Pero
sea,
la mayor parte siempre escuchas, ¿no? Que siempre escuchas cuando hay algo que no sucede bien. You would hear it,
ahí sale.
you know. And I
Sale a
haven't
la
heard
luz.
as much stuff about,
Tata.
you know, players not being as happy with him.
Yeah, because I know they were not happy with Piojo.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know. Sometimes the unhappiness comes out on the field with lack of goals,
Yeah.
lack of energy, lack of, you know,
That's true.
we ended up, you know, first with Canada, but obviously the point differential, but a lot of lackluster play, a lot of, you know, we're missing some goals when we needed them, and you know, some
We
of
let
the
go
reflection,
a lot of goals.
yeah,
Here's an interesting thought, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong.
you're wrong.
Let me make my case first, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I think we as Mexicans are so used to just beating the crap out of U.S. and Canada and everybody else in CONCACAF that we don't think this is good enough. Are we being too hard on our own team? Because we came in second place in qualification. And even though Canada, we think they're
Same
so much
points.
better. Same points,
But just yeah.
second place. And here we are. We look at our team and we're saying like, man, these guys are just not good enough. Yet we came in second place.
But I think that soccer's evolving, and you gotta evolve with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I whether we used to do that before and not now, I mean, not que ver. I mean, you gotta
Sí, sí.
move up with the game too.
Sí.
And so if you're if you see this growth and then they're catching up and you keep looking at your rear view mirror and
And
they're
we're not
catching up and
accelerating,
you're
yeah.
not pushing, hey, there's
Yeah.
something's
Yeah.
gotta be looked at.
It's harder, yeah. The parity is closer. You hear it from players now. It's not as it was before. It's hard to win games now with the quality of competition. So we see that.
Que está bien, ¿verdad? Más competencia, más
Mejores
vas
equipos,
creciendo,
sí.
más
Yeah.
creciendo también
That's
tú.
right.
Pero
But I think we've gotten
Oh.
used to it. I think we've gotten used to winning so much in
Yeah.
CONCACAF
Yeah.
that we are here, sitting here like,
Es que tiene que ser exigente el
sí,
pueblo.
¿verdad? Tenemos que, sí.
bueno, lo bueno es de que para el siguiente mundial no tenemos que hacer que
Nada, sí, sí.
Estamos ya entramos.
We don't have to play
No
another
nos,
qualifying match till
no nos tenemos que
2028.
preocupar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a good
Points.
debate, guys.
I appreciate
Appreciate you
our
guys
No, muchas
coming
gracias,
on.
muchas gracias.
No, gracias por
This is
invitarme.
awesome.
Omar,
This is
thank you
great.
for coming.
Obed, thank you.
Obed,
for-
thank
No,
you.
no,
A lot of
gracias.
good points. So,
Yeah, this is exciting.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do some more of these. We'll do some more of these as we do these podcasts. I thought it would be a kind of a fun, kind of a fun event, doing some round tables and getting these guys' opinions. We'll have some other special guests. You never know. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll invite you to come in and
That's right.
talk about the Sele or talk about other things.
That's right.
We got some interesting stuff coming out for you guys. We're not only going to be doing soccer and football. We're going to get into a little bit of MMA.
Yes, that's exciting.
So any of you MMA guys, look at this right here. You can come train here.
Yeah, this
You
is
can
set up
come
on
to-
purpose
Sí.
to introduce.
Quieren darse un tiro.
Exactly.
He's a coach right here. We got the coach. You can see his muscles.
Yeah, we got some cool MMA stuff coming for you guys. Stay tuned. We've got some baseball stuff coming your way, and so yeah, this is the beginning. Don't forget next week Elias Hernandez interview episode, a special episode. Tune in. Any last famous words?
I always say follow us at Cascaritas with el Tri. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on a lot of social media platforms. Like us or don't like us, just follow us.
Comment.
Comment. We absolutely love discussions, and so feel free to comment. And yeah, what do y'all have to say?
Hey,
No,
we're gonna go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, nomás de que nos sigan y que estén atentos porque vamos a tener unas rifas ahí para que estén alerta por si quieren unos premios.
Sí, vamos a tener unas playeras, unas cosas ahí firmadas por jugadores. We're gonna have a booth at the 5 de Mayo in Greeley. Show up.
Yep.
We're gonna have some cool swag there, cool stuff. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, guys.
Thank you.
Ahí nos vemos, raza.
Muchas gracias.
Adios.
Adiós.
Bye.